Yo, what's up everybody, it's KD East, and today we're diving into a complete in-depth beginner's guide for Duet Night Abyss, one of the most fast-paced and dynamic action RPGs out there. This game combines stylish melee combat, precise gunplay, and complex character progression, so it can feel overwhelming for new players. But don't worry, in this guide, I'll cover everything you need to know to start strong, including how movement and combat really work, character roles and how to build a balanced team, weapon skill and gear upgrades, smart resource management, daily and weekly progression strategies, exploration tips and collectibles, and common beginner mistakes and advanced tricks. By the end, you'll be ready to tackle Duet Night Abyss like a pro. Let's get started. Combat in Duet Night Abyss is fast, fluid, and skill-based. Your first goal as a beginner is to get comfortable moving and reacting. The movement mechanics are going to be dashing and dodging, which are essential for avoiding heavy enemy attacks. You're also going to have aerial mobility. Jumping and chaining air attacks lets you control the battlefield and keep enemies off balance. Last is going to be environmental movement. Walls, ledges, and vertical terrain are often used to combo attacks or escape tight situations. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to show you with the movement, just so you guys know how to do it, is there is double jumps like this. There's also dashes. So you can sprint, and you can do these in the air as well. You can also bullet jump or helix leap. You can go forward with it. You can go straight up in the air. You can mix up a little jumping and some dodging with it. So there's quite a lot of freedom. It feels pretty good, to be honest. It could be cleaned up a little bit maybe, but not too bad. There's also sliding. So you can do slides into helix and then do a little dashy dash in the air. So also I wanted to mention about the combat. There is basic attacks, as you can see. You can also hold the left mouse button for a heavy attack. You can also do a slide attack, which I don't know if a lot of people knew that, because this is a thing in Warframe. So you can do a slide attack, which is kind of nice. You can also slam down on the ground by just looking down and slamming. So there's quite a lot of freedom in the combat and in the movement. I think it really does a good job of just basic movement like Warframe does. Maybe a little less clean, but overall it feels pretty nice. Next will be your combat mechanics. First one's going to be weapon swapping. Each character carries a melee weapon and a ranged weapon. Switching between them mid-combo allows you to mix high damage melee attacks with ranged pressure, adapting to enemy distance and type. Next is going to be skill and ultimate usage. Skills can stun, knock back, or control enemies, while ultimates deal massive damage. Learn skill combos to maximize DPS. Lastly, enemy shields and break bars. Some enemies reduce damage from normal attacks. Focus on breaking shields or armor first, then unleash your full combo. The last tip I want to give you is try chaining a ranged attack, melee combo, skill, and dodge. This keeps your damage consistent and prevents enemies from recovering. Building a strong team is crucial. Each character has strengths and weaknesses that define their role. Your main DPS, this is going to be your core damage dealer. They stay on the battlefield the most and use your best weapons. All major upgrades should go here first. Next will be your sub DPS, which supports your main DPS with burst damage, range attacks, or elemental effects. They can also chain abilities to extend combos. And last is going to be your utility or support, which is focusing on healing, shields, buffs, or debuffs. These characters make surviving longer battles much easier. Some team composition tips for beginners would be to keep a 3-core team, 1 main DPS, 1 sub DPS, and 1 support. Prioritize synergy. For example, if your main DPS uses Umbro, you may want your other characters to be Umbro as well, as that's going to amplify your damage. Also, avoid leveling all characters at once. Concentrate upgrades on the core 3 for maximum efficiency. Another tip for this is to experiment with team rotations. Duet Night Abyss has multiple progression systems. Here's how to approach them as a beginner. First will be weapons. Upgrade your main weapon first. Weapon levels directly increase your damage and unlock stronger abilities. Next will be character level. This will increase your base stats and unlock additional skill points. Leveling your main DPS first ensures fights are easier. Skills and talents. Focus on upgrading skills you frequently use. Some abilities scale exponentially with level, so invest wisely. Gear enhancements. Useful but secondary, only invest rear materials once your main DPS is strong. A tip for this is some early game enemies drop materials needed for higher tier upgrades. Farming these efficiently can save you tons of time later. Efficient resource management is essential to avoid bottlenecks. Save rare materials for main DPS weapons and abilities. Spend common materials on secondary characters or crafting low tier gear. And daily reward items. Don't forget free resources, they accumulate faster than you think. A tip for this is to keep a mental priority list, your main DPS, sub DPS, then support, then other characters. Duet Night Abyss rewards consistent play. Focus on these tasks, your daily tasks, which are going to be routine missions for XP and materials, material farming nodes for weapons and skills, and daily challenges for premium rewards. And then your weekly tasks, which are going to be boss fights for rare mats, limited time events for unique rewards. A tip for this is to always complete tasks with your main DPS in mind. This ensures your strongest character progresses fastest. Exploration is key to progression and resource collection. Collect weapon mats, crafting materials, and XP items from hidden nodes and chests. Complete optional map challenges for extra rewards, and learn enemy placement, patrol paths, and terrain layouts. This makes combat and mission planning much easier. Tip for this is some collectibles respawn daily or weekly, so keep a habit of running through previously explored areas efficiently. Avoid these mistakes to save time and resources. Spreading upgrades too thin across all characters, ignoring mobility and dodge mechanics, failing to break enemy shields or armor before dealing full damage, wasting rare materials on low priority characters, and skipping daily and weekly tasks. Follow these guidelines keeps your progression smooth and efficient. Some extra tips and tricks would be to chain melee and ranged attacks to maintain combo flow, prioritize farming materials needed for main DPS upgrades, learn elemental and weapon synergies between team members, track respawn timers for rare collectibles and materials, and don't ignore fun. Play characters you enjoy. It helps you learn faster and stay motivated. Next, I want to explain some systems. So I'm going to be going over most of the things in your settings here, and I'm going to tell you kind of what they do. So your trial rank is going to give you a bunch of different buffs as you level up and you keep unlocking more. So you want to just keep leveling up and you keep getting stats. So that's nice. There's also a thing called Earn Trial XP here, which it kind of just gives you a breakdown of what all is going into every time you level up. So as you can see, the Demon Wedge progression, Genimon progression, weapon, and character progression, all is going to help this Trial XP level up. Next, I kind of want to talk about the shop here. We got multiple packs that you can buy. These are going to be the recommended ones. So this is going to just be the summons, where you can use these little hourglasses to summon for outfits instead of characters and weapons, which is pretty nice. The drop rates are pretty low for the good stuff, but you know, I'd rather have this instead of actual gacha, so it's good. You can also use the Prism Exchange right here, and you can get a bunch of different stuff here with these weapon track shift modules, which are going to help you with your demon wedges. You can also do the limited time exchange ones here, which just give you a bunch of kind of cosmetics and different things like that. Also, there's going to be some starter gifts, which I already purchased because they were cheap. A weapon skin preview, which is kind of like a little lightsaber, which was about 99 cents, so good deal for that. The monthly order, which is $4.99, just kind of gives you this fox scene every day. Helps you, you know, progress your characters and whatnot. Next is going to be the gift bundles. So I bought a couple of different ones of these, but most of these are going to give you pulls for the character, or for the cosmetics. So just whatever you guys want. If you want to buy those, you can. They also have monthly ones, which you can use this foxine as well to buy. So different things in here. It's just going to help with your progression a little bit. You can buy some Luno for the weekly gift box. There's assorted packs as well for dyes, for dyeing all your accessories and your costumes. The item shop, we're going to be using this Folksine Plume, which is a paid currency. So if you're going to be a whale, you can buy all this stuff out. That'll help you as well. You can also do the Foxine exchange. So these are going to give you some limited stocks that you can buy. They're kind of expensive, but if you have the money, feel free to do that. Now these thoughts here are going to be the characters. So you can buy these to unlock extra dupes for your Intron level after you actually have the character. And then same with weapons. I think you can outright buy the weapons for 3,200. So they got a bunch of weapons there. Next is going to be the covert missions. So these, you're going to use something called secret letter clues. And you can buy these characters and weapons and demon wedges. So what these do is they give you a chance to get actually a character. Actually, they give you a chance to get shards for a character. So you need about 30, I think it is, to actually get the character. You can get 10, 2, a couple other different things in here that you can get. So they go by like bronze, silver, and gold tier rewards. So it's kind of an RNG what you get out of here. So you're just going to run the covert commissions and you select one of these after you buy them and you'll have a chance to get anything out of here. So that's kind of how that works. The same thing goes for the weapons. It's going to give you different parts to the weapons and the actual blueprint for the weapons. So you're going to need all the parts and the blueprint to craft the weapon. And then the demon wedges, this just gives it to you, gives you the blueprint if you get it. Otherwise, there's going to be some upgrade materials to enhance your demon wedges. So that is it for the Covert Missions tab. Next is going to be your Prism store here, and this is going to be mostly cosmetics as well. I think we already went over some of this. So some materials that you can buy here. This is going to be the best store for free to play with this Lucent Prism. So these are going to help you switch the slots for your demon wedges. So all the demon wedges are going to have, which I will show you right here.
Let's go.
So each demon wedge here is going to have a slot. So all these at the bottom left here, you can see there's going to be different ones. As you click on them, it's going to show you what each slot has for each demon wedge. So these slots, you can actually equip a symbol, one of these symbols, to these slots here, which when you put these in to one of these slots, it's going to half whatever the price is here. If this demon wedge has the same slot as this does here, which this has nothing right now, if it has the same slot, then it's going to actually have this. So it's going to be 5 instead of 10. So I'm going to have another video going over a complete overview of this. I just thought I'd give a quick rundown of kind of how it works. So back into the shop here, when we go to standard exchange, you're going to want to buy all your pulls here. So these prismatic hourglasses, you're going to want to buy them. There's going to be 5 of each, I think. So use your Lucent Prism to buy them. And then also get these as well. And then cosmetics come afterwards, whatever you want to get. I would only recommend getting these toy hammers down here because they're going to help you reduce the time to craft things. So they're going to be very important, and you're not going to want to use a lot of them early on. You're going to wait until you get to end game to start using these because things will take longer to craft. These other little, like the globule and the weapon manuals and melodies, these are going to be easy to just grind out doing missions. So I wouldn't recommend buying any of these. You can probably buy the coins if you want, but yeah, the rest would just be cosmetic. Next, there's going to be a little cosmetic section here for the shop, We're going to have little skins for weapons. We're going to have head accessories, face accessories, waist and back. Only got a couple right now, but I'm sure they'll come out with more. So this is where you buy the foxine. The first purchase rewards double, so that is kind of nice. So if you are needing resources or anything, you can buy this stuff and get some of the resources. Last is going to be this Luno Eggy Impression Shop. These dies you can use to either roll in conversations to increase your impressions, or you can use them in the shop to get items and blueprints that are going to help you upgrade your character. So there's going to be different ones for benefit, morality, wisdom, empathy, and chaos. And that's it for the shop. Next, we're going to have our events. So they're going to give us a pretty good amount of these pulls for the cosmetics. You're going to get about 10 of these throughout the 7 days. Next is going to be this Bon Voyage, where as you level up, you're going to unlock more and more of these hourglasses, as well as a couple cosmetics and different things. So make sure you're claiming them. Next is going to be trial characters. You can try out these 3 characters and get some resources. And a couple other things you can do for resources as you unlock them throughout the campaign. It's going to be these intersecting footprints, this voyage into the long night, the step into the rain veil, and the restless hum, which is going to give you actually quite a bit of fragments for this character. And she does look pretty cool, so that's definitely going to be a get for me. There's also going to be this immersive theater, which is end-game content. It's going to give you a bunch of shards for Psyche, which a lot of people are going to want, so make sure you're doing this when you unlock it. And then same for the Mystic Maze. When you unlock this, you're going to go run through it, and you're going to grab all these materials and things and complete everything. And that is going to do it for the events. So, as we go into the armory here, we can look at the characters, and it's going to show you on this right side. All these yellow things that are highlighted are going to be the main things you want to focus on for each character. It's also going to tell you over here that the weapons is going to be like the sword and dual pistols. For Berenica is going to be her main weapons, but you can put any weapons into any character. Also going to have your demon wedges here, which we'll explain fully in another video, but I did touch on it a little bit. So the demon wedge is going to be for both of your weapons and your characters, and they're just going to change some of the stats and maybe some of the combat style as you put these in here. So then there's going to be leveling skills up here. There's going to be Intron. As you get dupes for each character, you get unlock more different effects and stats for them. And then you got cosmetics. So all the weapons, they're going to have their attributes over here as well, along with their demon wedges. You can get dupes for weapons as well, and cosmetics. And that's going to be the same for the ranged weapons. Now the consonance weapons are only for certain characters are going to have these. So these are weapons that they usually pull out during their ults and use then. So it's only going to be for a couple different characters. But you can also put demon wedges on them as well. And then the Genie Mons, these are going to be capturable creatures out in the world that are going to give you buffs and passive skills to help increase your power. So be on the lookout for them. You can also put traits on them as well. And then you're going to have your tactical backpack where you can summon your companions, do some emotes, maybe do some heals if you need it, or some ammo supply crates. And that is going to be it for the armory. Also make sure you're going into these achievements and collecting them all, as this is going to give you valuable resources throughout the game. And all the quests, I would recommend doing all the side quests because they're going to give you a lot of resources and other things. And a lot of them you do have to complete the main story. It's also going to unlock new systems. So this Combat Beginner's Guide is just a basic kind of like beginner's guide that kind of shows you kind of how to do things, and it's going to give you resources and stuff for completing them. So don't forget to get them done. Also, this memo is going to be your dailies. So all your daily activities, you're going to claim them. You're going to claim them on the side here all the way to 200. So you don't have to get them all done, I'm guessing, but you will do enough to get this 200 unlocked. All right, so commissions. Commissions are going to be easy ways to get different resources in the game. So you're going to get coins from one, character XP, weapon XP, ascension materials, demon wedges, enhancement materials for the demon wedges, skill upgrade materials, and forge materials. The Noctoider manual is going to supply you with a lot of your demon wedges. As you fight some of these guys, you will unlock different demon wedges here. And then your covert missions. These are going to be where you unlock new characters and weapons. So as you pick one of these, you're going to select a secret letter. And let's say I wanted to get Randy. I'd select him, and then at the end of the mission, I would get a chance at getting him. And that's how kind of the covert missions work. So forging right here is going to be where you forge all of your weapons, demon wedges, materials, accessories, and other things. So you're going to probably not use a lot of this right away, but as you go out through the game and get to end game, you're going to be crafting a lot of different things. So make sure to save your hammers for end game. If you guys are having troubles with anything, there is a tutorial system here, which you can see kind of how everything works, how the monsters work, the mechanisms, combat system, and a whole bunch of other things. So don't be afraid to check in here if you are lost on a couple of systems. So the demon wedge casket right here is going to give you different materials as you unlock these demon wedges. So make sure you're unlocking all the demon wedges eventually, because you're going to get different materials like these secret letters as you unlock sets of them. That is it for all the menus. And that's your ultimate beginner's guide for Duet Night Abyss. By following these tips, you'll be ready to move and fight efficiently, build a strong synergistic team, upgrade wisely and manage resources, explore and farm efficiently, and avoid common beginner mistakes. If this guide helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos like character builds, weapon guides, and advanced combo tutorials. Thanks for watching, and welcome to Duet Night Abyss. Now go out there and master the game.